not nervous at all. Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the True Pop Culture 7 show. I'm your host, True Pop, here to laugh and think about pop culture stupidity. And great thanks to Dan Vask for letting us muse his music. Very gracious of him. Yeah, that was a new intro. Hope you all liked it. With me are my guests, Dermy and Lofti. Dermy, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Dermy Wormy of Dermy Wormy. I need to do the quick maths real quick. 48, I think, subs away from monetization. So yeah, go check me out. I'm almost there. And I run a show called Ballbusters, as well as help out on Legion of Memers and Skinemax Saturday. So check us out.
Yeah, I've left both of your channels links in the description and the ads to Twitter. So yeah, do check out their content. They are lovely people and lovely good stuff they post. Lofty, would you like to give us your intro?
Yes. Sorry, I was just swallowing. I'm eating sandwich right now.
Okay.
But I am Lofty Pixels. Yeah, I got a YouTube channel also, so it should be, like you said, in the description or whatever in the chat. However, I'm also on I was on Flashcast last night, and I try to have like random people on my show. We do interviews, kind of like this, actually, kind of like interviews. I try to have some guests on. I've back pain lately, so I haven't had as much time or energy to sit in front of a camera or computer, but getting back to it. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. I saw that Flashcast was like 6 hours long, so.
I know.
You're definitely a long man, so well done you for suffering out.
Yeah, luckily I'm not on camera, so I can I can lean way back in my chair and like move my mic off to off the screen.
I don't have a gaming chair yet, so.
Yeah.
But one day.
I need a better chair than what
you guys were 38 seconds late. No, we weren't. Did you guys see that we were late? No, we weren't. No, we weren't at all. It's not because Lofty.
It was my fault.
My fault.
No, it was my fault. 38 seconds, you know.
God damn, it is your fault.
You haven't seen Ballbusters.
All right. Okay. Are you like extremely late in there, or on Ballbusters?
We're late every so often. I try to be as early as on time, but Ballbusters is very degenerate. So 38 seconds, you know.
We've got Kenzo in the chat. Lovely Sherry. Jason Sandberg. Hey everyone.
Hey,
thank you so much for coming on the stream. It really means a lot.
Sherry's the devil. I've seen some of the things she makes. She's evil.
Yeah. I don't doubt that. Today we'll be gobbling some interesting news and tidbits, and we'll have a certain fun section. Fun little segment on story pitching. You guys should definitely stay on for to see that. Anticipating towards the end of the live stream. All right. First piece of news I have is on a certain Star Wars news that I found. very much interesting. You guys have probably heard about the new Ray movie, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And before, I think it was Damon Lindelof. That
Yeah, that
was
was Oh, he was the first one, but then
Yeah.
they threw a script out or something.
exactly. They kicked him out and got Stephen DeKnight in essentially. And there's been like, I think Damon Lindelof has been chatty over the past few days, and little details have been coming out about his film. And this is one of the things that I saw. Damon Lindelof's pitch for the Rey Star Wars film reportedly have been set around 60 years after the Rise of Skywalker, focused on LDRA training 2 Jedi. That's interesting to me because even a guy who can't write like Damon Lindelof, he even wants to distance himself from the Rise of Skywalker, which is kind of amusing.
So all their pitches are what we wanted to see for the sequels trilogy, essentially.
Essentially, yeah. And the current one is like 15 years after. So I don't know why Daisy Ridley is coming back. I mean, if it was 60 years originally, that's crazy to think about.
They're bringing Rey back because they want to double down on Rey Palpatine. She's a Skywalker.
Exactly, but like, Dermy, if you like had to write a Star Wars movie after the sequel trilogy, it all had to be canon, and you had to include Rey, I would probably do what Damon Lindelof's doing, like distance myself away.
Yeah,
years after, essentially. But it's interesting that now it's 15. So
I would totally Rise of Skywalker her. I would just do it. If that's the world we have to live in, why don't I just do it to their characters? See how they feel.
Right. Definitely.
Well, you would until Kathy, what's her face?
Catherine
Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy tells you that you can't.
yeah.
And then she fires you.
Yeah, she would fire
fired
me.
like multiple people, didn't she? Like,
yeah.
You've got Colin Trevorrow, you've got Chris and Lord Mirror for the Han Solo movie.
Rian Johnson.
You have whoever did Rogue One. I can't remember. Gareth Edwards? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they fired Gareth Edwards like right when the movie was finished.
The only good thing about Rogue One was that Darth Vader scene. That was the only good thing.
That was the only good thing.
I will say, Stephen Knight is one of the best writer-directors working in Hollywood at the moment. So
yeah,
I don't know if that's it. Yeah,
he did write Daredevil.
Peaky Blinders. He did Taboo, Serenity, Locke.
I haven't seen Taboo.
Bunch of stuff. Taboo's supposed to be really good. Yeah, Gary loved Taboo. I haven't seen it. I saw like 2 episodes. It's really good so far, but
I think the start is better than the finish. To be honest, like at the end of it, I'm just a little lost with it. Essentially, it's like it's kind of meandering and kind of that, but it is a very interesting concept. I'd love to see what else they would do with it towards the end. They did kind of leave room for a season 2, but I don't know if they'll do any more. This is a little interesting to add on to Damon Lindelof. Essentially, he was asked to leave the Star Wars project.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but that deserves a laugh.
That's true. It's funny.
The fact that he was asked to leave is just like, okay. A writer of his talents didn't know. Pointed out towards the door. I just find that hilarious. That everyone enters the door of Lucasfilm eventually has to leave.
Yeah. It's funny because he's buddies with Abrams, isn't he? Lindelof.
I think
pretty close friends.
Yeah, they're really close friends.
So it's weird that he was asked to leave. That whole company is, or whatever that side of the company is, actually all of Disney is a mess. They don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
They blame everybody else and they don't take responsibility. You have a lawsuit in Florida, which is nonsensical. You have all this other stuff, and they just can't realize that, no, you guys are just shit right now. Get your head out of your ass. That's why Mario did so well. Mario did good because they knew they wanted to just put out a decent story. Didn't have to be great, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
That's what Disney used to be. Didn't have to be great, but it was fun.
I mean, it's just like Star Wars is such a rich franchise to do, and it's being treated like absolute shit, being told left and right for writers to leave. Essentially, even with someone like Damon Lynn, I thought he'd be suitable for the regime. It surprised me that they even chose Stephen DeKnight.
I wonder if it's because of bad reboot and some of the bad stuff that's going on around there, and kind of like the blacklisting that Abrams has. Like, he's not very popular anymore because he fucked up he fucked up Star Wars so badly. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, do we know who's writing it, or is Stephen Knight just directing it? I can't remember.
Stephen Knight is writing it.
Okay, so
also Miss Marvel writer as well.
Oh yeah.
Well,
the main problem with Disney is the writing. I don't think the directing is great, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at
it looks pretty. I'll give you that.
They have good directors. Like, Jon Favreau is a good director. Robert Rodriguez can do much better work than whatever he did for Mandalorian or Boba Fett.
I think the problem. Yeah, I think it's the writing and also the top-down control. They're not letting people have control, and it's always pre-written scripts, pre-written scenes. So basically, a lot of these directors are just cast. They don't do shit. They're just there for the namesake, and it doesn't work. You need to let a director direct. And some directors can work really well with corporations, some can't. So
yeah, and
it seems no one can work with Lucasfilm.
That's why I'm kind of holding off on the Stephen Knight one, because he's such a good writer, like a fantastic writer. Oh my god.
I don't know why they even say that. Yes, I mean,
like, Peaky Blinders is in my top 3 of all time television shows. It's up there with Breaking Bad and the first 6 seasons of Game of Thrones, maybe the first 5.
Okay,
but it's straight up. You know what I mean? Have you guys seen the whole thing? It's unbelievable. It gets better with every season.
I've seen a good chunk of Peaky Blinders. I need to go back and finish it. I was liking it.
Yeah, it's just good writing and acting. But that's what I mean. Like, Stephen Knight, and then who's the dude directing? Now, James Mangold, the one, could go horrible. That's the one that I'm kind of worried about.
I think it's like the pitch is interesting. The First Jedi and a biblical. I would be interested in that if Kathleen Kennedy was in charge. I'd be interested in that. Somewhat interested, something other than, live Star Wars, But
we're starting to see like how James Mangold actually interacts with people. Yeah, he made Logan. I actually really like Logan. I think Logan's pretty darn good.
He made the Ford vs Ferrari as well. Don't forget that.
Yeah, he made some good movies. The thing is, though, when he got entrenched into Lucasfilm, he started fighting everybody. He started showing kind of his true colors. There's plans for there's the leaks and the rumors going around about Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah.
I always want to call it 4, but that's because I forget that Crystal Skull exists. So depending on what happens there will actually shape his future.
Well, he insisted that all the leaks were either false or like extremely blown out of proportion. So if he's correct, then he's going to be vindicated. If he's just, if all the leaks are right, then he's going to look like he was basically falsely advertising his movie.
I think he's going to be a Kevin Smith. I really do.
High praise.
That's how sad it is.
The thing is, with the Indiana Jones thing, that movie has a ridiculous budget, like 300 million and something, and it's probably on the de-aging and a lot of stuff like that. And it's just like, right, so if it's going to flop or not make a profit, because the last Indiana Jones films didn't make that much, to be honest. and the fact that they're expecting this with the extensive reshoots as well, it's just risky, and I don't know why they bothered to bring back Harrison Ford.
Because Harrison Ford said that he would only be in not Rise of Skywalker, Force Awakens, if they did the next Indiana Jones movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He wanted to come back. He wanted one more Indiana Jones movie. Because that's what he actually liked. He didn't like Star Wars. He hated Han Solo, but he loved Indy.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They took their bloody time with it too.
Yeah. Too much time. Too much. He's been beat up, so that's insurance. So that's prices going up. So I don't see this movie doing very well. If it's a masterpiece, I still don't know if it's going to break even. Because it needs to make a lot of money to break even.
Poor leadership prevents them from making use of their assets and strength. It's been like this ever since Iger pulled out Rogue from under George Lucas a decade ago. Well, technically it was Kathleen, not Iger. I don't know whose idea was it not to do George's. I think that was Kathleen's idea.
I think it was not just Kathleen. I think it was Iger, because lot when you read Iger's book, he kind of pushed Lucas into selling him and put him into basically a lose-lose situation where no matter what, Star Wars would be Disney's. So I think they got a hold of it. They had this outline. It wasn't actually a script. It was an outline, but you can do a lot on an outline, and they just trashed it. They got rid of the EU. They did everything they wanted, and they wanted to make it their own brand, but Star Wars was already a preconceived brand, and you can't shape it that way.
Yeah.
So gotta love the House of Mouse.
House of Mouse. Speaking of the big House of Mouse, I'd like to. Maybe I'll do this via one of my videos on the news segments. Let me know, guys, in the chat below whether you'd like to see more of these little memology style news segments, essentially. Disney's been recently suing Florida over the so-called "Don't Say Gay" bill. I don't think that was the actual name of it.
It wasn't. That's one of the things that with the match, but it's because they're arguing that they're being targeted, when in reality it's a government district that's being targeted. So that's where it all breaks down.
Right.
Yeah, targeted campaign. Yeah.
Let me know if you guys can hear this. I don't think you'll need audio specifically, but.
Yeah.
I just found that little title interesting. And this is like I went to the official site, right, and I just read through it, and I was just like, that little bit in red really stuck out to me.
Yeah.
Interesting wording there.
Ironic.
Well, you get to the free speech aspect. Again, they're not being targeted over their free speech. What's being targeted is a government district. It's the government taking back control of a government district. That's essentially all it is. They just happen to have been in control of this government district for 50 years or so. So that's why they think they're being targeted, when in reality it's just the government doing what the government does. The government going after the government.
Yeah. Just trying to pass laws.
It just speaks like petty to me, because this thing on the parks, essentially, it's like from my understanding, it was some sort of thing where they didn't have to pay extra tax.
They had complete and total control over this government district.
Okay.
They had their own fire department, their own police. They could build and do whatever they wanted. They could build a nuclear reactor with zero regulations. They were their own government. So the government just stepped in and said, "Hey, we're taking back control of, the government, because that's us." And they got butthurt about it. So now we have a bunch of people thinking that you can just take it and push it over there. Take Manhattan and push it over there.
I love when a multi-billionaire plays victim. You've got a point there, Skirmitter. Yeah, definitely. It just screams petty to me. Like they've lost their kind of privilege, and now it's just like this lawsuit just seems like, oh, we want it back. What can we do? Lawsuit. And I've heard. I think it was. It might have been actually on the Flashcast. I can't remember. Someone said that the law's not in their favor. No, it was on Friday Night Tights. I
Yeah, it
think.
was on FNT. It was
Yeah.
Robert Barnes said like it's laughable. They have an Obama appointed judge. They have everything like that should be in their favor, but the thing is the law's just not there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that you're basically even people that are on your side are going to be like, yeah, nah, this makes no sense.
Definitely.
It's just a last ditch effort, and I do wonder if the theory is they're just trying to like run out the clock till a new person gets put in charge is accurate.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know much about this topic, to be honest. I'm more just lately I've been playing so many video games, and it's just like Disney is just like when I think about I read a Disney article, I'm just like I have a bad taste in my mouth. I'm just like, tired of Disney. So I just haven't paid attention to this topic really, but
only reason I'm paying attention is because of my channel. If it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
for that, I wouldn't be paying attention.
yeah.
Same with a lot of things I cover.
Exactly. That's true. Well, we got to do the breaking news, you know? It's part of our job.
Yeah. I'm even covering news that Quartering I don't think really wants to cover right now, and I'm not too happy that I'm covering it.
So
which
the
one?
whole Crowder stuff.
The Crowder stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Not a fan that it's going on, but it's working.
Everybody's talking
Divorce is always ugly, you know, and it's just like
100%.
Yeah.
to be honest, I was kind of more interested about like Dave Lando news and stuff like that. And for me, it was like
news was
Yeah.
interesting. I thought.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do think it's kind of hypocritical on Crowder's side, but there's arguments back and forth. So
yeah, I don't. The best thing to do is just I don't know. I think Crowder made like an additional announcement of it. I was just like, dude, just don't talk about it. Keep that to yourself. Like, us, the audience, probably don't want to get. You probably don't want to get your personal life and tidbits and problems and all sorts of stuff into the internet. You'll
just think his attack on Candace Owens and Daily Wire like backfired significantly on him now with all this stuff, and it's just like, well, it's almost karma, you know. He went after Daily Wire over a did not need to bring that contract up. Nobody benefited from that entire conversation, by the way. It was just it should have been done behind the scenes and negotiated, but no, he wanted to go public with it and then attack Candace. Well, now look what's happening. She's getting.
I view, the contract thing. I didn't mind it that much. I didn't agree with some of the things he did, but I didn't mind it. I was actually kind of on his side. But when it comes to like the divorce thing, Candace started it, and she started it because she got her fifis hurt due to the Daily Wire thing, and she did allude to knowing stuff and kind of extorting Crowder, but nobody wants to take note of, oh, well, Crowder's going through some stuff and we need to pray for him and everything like that. But that's alluding that you know more and you're now being a kind of a cunt about it. So
yeah, she may have known. She said she found out on Instagram, but I'm not sure.
I think she knew a whole lot more, and I think that's why a lot of stuff started coming out. Like Crowder said what he said because he knew people were going to find out, and he's like, well, might as well get in front of it. And it just evolved from there. So the starting point is always Candace Owens saying what she said. And I think people are forgetting that.
I mean, he did attack her first, though, with the Daily Wire stuff.
Well,
but
he went after Daily Wire, but then they specifically went after him. I don't even want to say he went after Daily Wire. What it was he said, because I don't know why I remembered so much of this shit. He said, this is just one contract out of many. And he held up the Daily Wire's one. The Daily Wire responded. And then from there, they started getting worse and worse and more personal and personal. So I think Candace, though, was the attack dog. And Candace didn't paint herself very nicely either. So
Yeah, Dave's thing was kind of a neutral thing. That video with Michael Malice, fascinating video. He actually leaked some of his contract in that video.
Yeah,
you can read it. It's kind of scummy, but
it's scummy. I don't like it, but and I think you're right. It's neutral, and I think people that are taking like the Dave Landau stuff and trying to mix it into like the divorce stuff aren't doing it fair. These are two separate situations.
And then we have Tucker and Matt Walsh, getting demonetized and fired. In the same week,
Matt Walsh was fired?
No, the other way around.
No, he quit YouTube.
Tucker was fired and Matt Walsh was demonetized. But
okay.
YouTube demonetized his whole channel, right? Matt Walsh? Yeah, that's another thing. People were like, 2 months ago, people were like, "Oh, Daily Wire has everybody on a leash and they censor everybody." No, they don't. Matt Walsh just got his whole channel demonetized because they censor him.
I don't think like someone Jordan Peterson would stay in there if they were censoring like stuff and stuff.
So he's leaving YouTube now?
I don't know if he's leaving YouTube. Let me check. I think his channel's still up. I think he's just demonetized.
Why doesn't he just go over to Rumble and start pushing the stuff out on Rumble?
Because he talks a lot about the trans stuff, and YouTube doesn't like that very much. So I think he decided not to upload to his YouTube channel anymore, essentially.
Well,
but
he's
still uploading. Yesterday he uploaded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yesterday he uploaded 3 videos. It must just be clips. I don't know.
I swear I saw it on a quartering or something like that.
I don't know what's going on with it. But he's still with Daily Wire.
Streams
on Rumble.
I think Steph's just going insane right now. And I will say, I think a lot of people are pointing out there's interesting how it's a lot of stuff's devolving on our side and just not happening on the other side. It just feels weird. Now, maybe there are 10 people in a room named Stan, and one of them's gay. Maybe
I think
that
the
is
other
true.
side doesn't have nearly as much clout on YouTube as the right. The other side does Twitch, and that's all. They don't have. That's about it. They have Sam Cedar. Like, who's their big people? The Young Turks, Sam Cedar, and the Young Turks is actually getting canceled right now.
I
both sides
said something controversial. So
both sides actually are kind of infighting at the moment. But the right is way more.
I think.
Prone to it.
I think the reason the right's more prone to infighting is because we're individuals. We're individualists more so than collectivists. So we
also
we
like
see
drama.
That too, but also if we don't agree, we're going to let our mouth say. We're just going to say it because we don't view ourselves as like a collective. We view ourselves as a bunch of individuals, and I think that's something that people fail to realize. Like, we are a group of people, but at the same time, I like to go off and do my own thing. And I'm not going to, I might fight with Lofty here or there, but for the most part,
everybody gets into
2 people.
Beefs. Like, it's just like the left will get into a beef and then they will act like a girl and they'll have a grudge for 10 years, That's what the left is. Or they'll kick you out of the community entirely, You're canceled because you didn't go. You didn't kneel and suck on. I don't know if I can swear on the stream.
But go ahead. I'm not monetized.
Yeah, you didn't give Karl Marx a blowjob. How dare you?
That's not freaking swearing. That's just a sexual act.
I changed the words. But
you didn't bob on his knob.
You censored yourself, Lofty.
I did. I self-censor. Everybody does on YouTube, by the way. That's another thing Crowder bothered me with. He was like, Daily Wire self-censoring, and they're going against YouTube terms. They're capitulating to big tech. Guess who does? Every single person you follow capitulates to big tech.
I think the difference when it came to Crowder was he was more willing to stop self-censoring, and then he did do. I don't remember, when did he start it? The whole YouTube, not safe for YouTube screen, was that in 2020? Like, when he finally just had enough? It wasn't after Tim Pool. No, he was doing that prior to Tim Pool.
Oh, okay.
He was doing that, I want to say it was after the election. No, it was one of the times they got kicked off because of Gerald. So they started doing that and saying, if you want to see this stuff, go over to Mud Club. Then he realized there's Rumble and started sending people over to Rumble, where he doesn't self-censor.
Yeah.
He just goes full ham now.
Because they don't want them to be cancelled essentially. Oh, and speaking of someone who needs to be cancelled, or rather, someone
Lofty?
Who? Yeah, I've been canceled already multiple times.
you know what? Maybe not cancelled. I won't say
Well,
that.
yeah,
Maybe
that
in
word's-
jail.
That word's getting. Oh yeah, who are we talking about?
Oh, me. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. I
you
got it.
we're still talking about you, Lofty. Don't worry. This little quote caught my eye essentially.
Oh, this
Uh,
guy. Thing.
Some
Person.
stupid reporter asked James Gunn if Ezra Miller was going to come back, and he said, "We're going to have to wait and see. I mean, we'll see how things go."
Yeah.
And as soon as I read that, I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" You fire Henry Cavill, and you get like a maybe on Ezra Miller, and it's that just sounded crazy to me. But I'll show you a little further investigation I did to this story. Essentially, there's more to it than meets the eye. But what do you guys think about this answer? And
So-
yeah, are you guys excited for the Gunverse or not?
I'm indifferent right now. I'm gonna have to see that first Superman movie because a lot of the Gunverse stuff that they announced is still old regime stuff. The Superman movie is like the actual first starting point of James Gunn's universe.
Yeah.
But
Lofty, what about you? Yep.
Um,
Sorry.
no, Lofty, go
Oh, yeah,
ahead
go
because I have a take on this Ezra thing because
Yeah, I'm not really a DC fan, to be honest. I like Batman, but this movie will have to, in particular, well, I'll just wait and see if it's actually like getting good reviews, and then I'll go watch it. If it's people are roasting on it, and I'll just do what I did with Ant-Man, and I'll just wait for streaming. You know, I don't have a problem watching this movie. I don't care that he's in it. I'll watch a movie with people I hate. I don't care. But it is hypocritical that they're, keeping him on. And by the way, Chris D'Elia does the best bit about this. He compares him to Jonathan Majors, and it's so funny. It's so funny. You know what? I'm gonna find that bit and post it on Twitter, and you guys got to watch it.
I could definitely share it. Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
you can post it in the
It's
private
hilarious.
chat, and then I'll definitely share it.
there's a thing with this Ezra Miller thing. The movie's not out yet. We don't know how it's going to do at the box office. Gunverse hasn't technically started yet, so maybe saying that we're gonna wait and see is them saying, "Hey, the movie's not out yet, and if we say that he's done after this right now, it's just gonna tank the movie. Nobody's gonna care. But why go see it? There's already no real hype for it. I know some people say that there's hype. It's not getting ratioed and stuff. Michael Keaton's like their big draw, but
Dermy,
outside of that, what's the real point?
You are absolutely right, and that's the other tweet that I wanted to show you guys. Essentially, is I looked into it, specifically how Gunn essentially answered this. Where did he answer it? What was his reaction essentially? And I can just share this tab. Here was the stupid ass reporter asking the question, and then let's see his reaction here.
We're just gonna have to wait and see. I mean, we'll see how things go. So,
Yeah,
that was a
awkward.
very quick answer. That was just awkward. You could slice the air with a knife. It was that thick, essentially.
It's a Bounding article that I saw this in, and it's a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying Bounding doesn't do good work, but it's a rumor. There were, and sometimes they do work that I'm not so thrilled of, but they said, what was it? Warner Brothers was mad at James Gunn because they viewed him as tanking Shazam because of his announcement. So I'm wondering if he's playing very close to his chest because of that.
Exactly.
And not wanting to say too much that would end up destroying the movie, even though I don't have any interest in this movie.
They're trying everything they can to recoup the losses from the Flash with how expensive it is. The new regime don't want to give him the boot until the point they're absolutely done with him.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. And let me just scroll past it. It's just if the Legion of Mimos was here, this face is just glorious. First, happy little face, and then kind of, and then you just depression right there.
God, if it wasn't for that stupid the bubbles over his face. I would use that face
I
so
know.
often.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
think he just shouldn't. I don't know. I feel bad for people sometimes where they're forced to give an answer to something
Mhm.
when they don't really want to, and it's just like, and they don't. Everybody's just like, we want the gossip. We want, what's the drama behind DC producers, and it's like clearly he can't just start talking about drama openly in public. Like he has to give that answer.
There.
Um,
What are your guys' take on the theory that Zaslav's planning on selling off Warner Brothers again?
I
That's
don't know.
why a lot of these announcements are coming out.
I have no idea. It's such a mess. People make
It
predictions, and then 2 months later, they're way off. And then, like,
Mhm.
especially with DC, I remember like years ago, there was all these random predictions about Joker. Weren't there like 3 Joker movies in production at one point, and then they canceled all but one? Pretty sure
No, there
was
was
at
3
least,
Batman. No,
or 3 Batman movie or something like that.
yeah,
thought
there's
Joker
3.
had them.
No, I think there's 3 Batman and then 3 Superman movies.
Yeah, it's just a
And we
mess.
still
Like,
don't know. We still don't know about the J.J. Abrams Superman.
and we still don't know if the Batman and Joker are going to be combined into one universe. I
I
guess
think
we do. Yeah.
we do kind of know that because James Gunn said there's going to be the legend. I think Legends is the wrong word, but the Elseworlds kind of universe where the Batman movie and the Joker movie are there, but they're not going to be like connected in any way. So,
but that's the only DC movies I care about is the Batman movies. I'm a big Matt Reeves fan, but then also the Joker movie. I like the first one a lot, and this is what I think they should be doing. They should be like doing the opposite of what Marvel's doing. They should be doing standalone, solid films about these characters by themselves. I guess their only reason they're doing the cinematic universe thing is because they want to do the Justice League, right? I guess.
yeah, you could do like what you're saying. You could do both. Like you do the cinematic universe, but then have your standalone movies so you can build your characters. Have a good Superman movie.
They haven't done that
Batman
exactly.
movie.
Exactly. They've just they start with Man of Steel, then Batman and Superman, then the Justice League, and it's just like, Christ, how about you get like 2 solo movies in there?
You need to build your
just like
base before you can build up.
How did the MCU start? It was a solo Captain America movie, solo Thor movie, solo Iron Man movie, and then another solo Iron Man movie long before Avengers
and
started.
A solo Hulk movie, but we forget about that one.
Yeah,
I actually like that one. I'm guilty of liking it. I also like the Ang Lee one as well. So
I don't like the Hulk movie because I don't like when usually don't like when the villain is a copy and pasted like anti-protagonist. You know what I mean? I get unless it's Carnage or Venom, then that's to me that those are iconic characters, so it makes sense. But
I feel like they just did Abomination wrong. It looks so disgusting. And then we finally got Abomination looking like Abomination, and he was an Abomination. Fuck She-Hulk.
Yeah.
What bugged me about She-Hulk is that he could transform back to a human. No, his whole thing is he can't transform back. That's kind of his little curse.
Yeah. That's why Batman has the best villains because besides Spider-Man, but they're all different, and there's not like an anti-Batman. There's not like a guy in a bat suit that's evil. It's like that's why Batman's
Owlman or Talon, but
but
they're kind of like
different
the exact.
Enough.
They're different enough, and they do their own.
Yeah, Owlman is like a multiverse villain essentially.
Multiversal.
So, yeah. He is very cool. But I don't think I'd count him just because he's from a different multiverse, and it's kind of it's just essentially an evil version of Batman from a.
And then Talon is different enough that he's not really like a darker version of Batman, but they have similarities about them that you could say they are, but still different enough.
But they're not considered his best villains either. They're probably top 10, but definitely. I mean, Joker. There's so many more Batman villains that are more popular.
I wouldn't even say top 10. I would probably say more like
20,
maybe B tier, even C tier at best, or at worst. Because
I think Spider-Man has my favorite villains of all superheroes. Personally,
I'm not He has some good
the more
ones.
I think about it. Like Mysterio, Carnage, Venom, Doc Ock,
Yeah.
Vulture, Electro. Like they're so iconic. And it could be because the animated series that I grew up with, I'm nostalgic for.
Mhm.
However, I don't know. I think
I think Batman just has better villains
yeah,
all
maybe
around. I think he has the
yeah.
best rogues gallery. It is hard, but when it comes to like they have the most iconic rogues gallery.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at them, it's like, yeah, there's some Spider-Man's ones that I love, but Batman ones, I love Hugo Strange. I love Victor Zsasz. I love just had his name. Talia Al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah,
I love Ra's al Ghul. And Bane. Oh my god.
Bane is amazing. Yeah.
And then you have like the Crown Prince of Crime. The Clown Prince of Crime. You have Joker. You have the most iconic villain. Two-Face as well.
It's awesome. That's true.
It feels it. I know you're right. Over at Spider-Man, you have some fantastic villains, but they always felt too much over the top for me. That's my only reason I didn't like them.
Yeah.
Lofty, what would you think about then? Because you said like you hate like opposite essentially villains. What would your thoughts be on Reverse Flash? I wonder.
Look, what I mean by that is I think it's kind of boring unless they put a spin on it. Like I'm trying to think of it. Like the Iron Man movie was boring to me. It's just like a guy with a bigger suit. Reverse Flash, I don't know much about Reverse Flash, but that could play. Don't they do some really cool things with like their abilities? Like I don't know. I don't know much about it.
They're similar, but the thing is, like, Reverse Flash is from the future, and he's a villain.
And there's so many memes of him just absolutely hating the Flash's guts. I think no other villain is as petty as him in terms of hating the Flash. So
well, he's also you're right. He just hates the Flash like uncontrollably, but he's also like super smart.
Yeah,
he's not a dummy. Like he even outsmarts the Flash. He's a actual decent protagonist, but I wouldn't even call him like Flash's main villain. But I don't even know who Flash's main villain would be.
Captain Cold?
Captain Cold, or maybe Gorilla Grodd. I don't know.
That'd be an interesting one.
Wait, is Gorilla Grodd Flash?
I can't remember exactly.
Or
maybe it's a Kryptonian. Like, have you guys heard, by the way, the Amazonians in the Snyderverse, they were actually Kryptonian.
Oh no!
Wait!
You guys haven't heard this?
What?
Yes. It's a shame I can't find the exact tweet, but Zack Snyder did say that there's been other Kryptonians landing on Earth, and they were like the gods, like Zeus, and I can't remember the other name, like Poseidon, stuff like that. They were all Kryptonians.
Zeus was going to be a Kryptonian, and Ares was the one that crashed the scout ship. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yes.
I can send it to you if you want.
Yeah, sure.
I don't even know what this is.
Let's go.
It's just Zack Snyder on a stage talking about stuff.
This is so stupid. All right. Shall we watch it? Oh, good God, this sounds terrible. Let me just find it. There we go.
So, I mean, here, Dermy's gonna have to go smoke some weed or something to calm down.
I'm gonna.
It's so stupid. The sound of it is just all right. Let's play the video. All right.
It's short.
Let's let Zach have the benefit of the doubt. You know.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure what he's gonna say is gonna be absolutely smart, or not ridiculous at all that we've just heard.
Possibly a Kryptonian, and that so that Wonder Woman's powers. Anyway, you could sort of see where that's going, you know. Because, you know, the whole thing of like whether or not magic and the gods, you know, there's a version where like, okay, that's cool, I guess. But like, you know, there's also the more sort of scientific kind of, you know, you have like a mythology built up of like, why, where do gods come from? Like, what is that about? You know? And so anyway, we had played around with that quite a bit.
I want
So-
to.
Ares was the one that
Oh.
caused the scout ship to crash.
Yeah.
And be in the ice.
What?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God.
Yeah. He killed his crew.
Yeah.
Why
So-
you can't just throw that out there.
You can.
I want to just
I just
stream.
did.
Follow up.
This is terrible.
We have a lot of conversations
Yeah,
about
we
this
do.
stuff. So
Aren't you glad DJ came instead of Larry?
It,
Larry
it's
might have
this,
said that too.
All right. I've had enough.
it's
Alright.
his weird religious. I'm not saying he's not religious, but his weird connection to trying religious symbolism of like Superman being Jesus and God and all this. So now you can't have any form of magic in this world. But the whole thing about DC is they do have magic. They have God. I said it yesterday. DC is gods trying to be human, while Marvel is humans trying to be gods. They're
Yeah.
You have this there, and also it doesn't make sense for Wonder Woman to possibly be a Kryptonian, considering she was there when the sphere was around, and she's been around Kryptonite. What?
Yeah, like, this like fan fiction, right? That's basically
Yeah,
what I get
Exactly.
from it.
it's shitty fan fiction.
This is why the Snyderverse needs to die. Like
I'm with
every
Zod.
time he
I'm
says
with Zod.
something, it's. Do you guys remember the story about what was it? Lois and Bruce having a kid?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like every time he opens his mouth, it's
so the
something stupid comes out.
his plan to make Superman essentially go evil was that Bruce and Lois got together and had a kid, and that's what set Superman off. That's from my memory, and it was the stupidest idea ever. He made him into a cuck. He was that's the whole Lois is the key thing. Zod's right. This world needs to die.
Exactly. That's why they're bothering the Flash, just to do a reboot. Although I don't know why the Aquaman is then after Flash. But again, what would I know?
I don't know.
He's trying to link Kryptonian to so many things. I prefer the old Furious Snyderverse. Kryptonian had gone to war. They have a block that she connects to everything. Okay. See that. That too sounds iffy to me. To be honest, Krypton, you can either just, have the backstory of it. Oh, it was a planet that was destroyed, or you could just have Brainiac essentially destabilize it, kind of set him up. Either way, it's just.
I kind of like the idea of Brainiac destabilizing it, just because I like Brainiac.
Exactly.
But
It's
at the
definitely,
same
like,
time,
kind
it
of
needs to
the
be a
Galactus of
just-
the DC.
it just needs to be a planet. No real connection. That's it. Advanced civilization. Just
So-
somewhere far off, super advanced planet ended up getting this either dying or hindered, ended up blowing up, and that's it. No connection to Earth. The Kryptonians have never been there before. The gods are not Kryptonians. They are gods. They are magical entities, and magic, it lives in the DC universe. Fuck.
Like I said, I don't know much about DC. I've only ever read the Bane arc, Batman. I have the whole Batman Bane stuff. I've read some like graphic novels like Joker and Brian Azzarello, and
I've read that. That's
yeah, that's
really
it's a great
The
one.
pit, the Lazarus pit, that is essentially a form of magic, but it hurts you. There is full-on magic within DC Universe. Shazam,
Yeah.
the reason why Shazam is such a good counter to Superman is his powers are magic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not science, it's full-on magic. Superman is weak to magic. He can't deal with magical entities. That's one of his big weaknesses. So that's why when you get a magical person going up against Superman, they're equal because he can't deal with it. That's why you have Mr. Mixelplix, and I can never say his name right. He is technically magical because he comes from a magical universe. He can just
What about the Batman
travel.
thing though? That's another one.
Batmite.
Yes.
Yeah, Batmite's the
Z-magic.
same as Mr. Yeah, he's the same species as Mr. Mixelplix.
Oh, interesting. By the way, would that not make if Wonder Woman's would that make them related? technically.
They're just the same species.
The same species. Okay, that's weird to think about. It's just okay. Can we just have Supergirl as a crypto? Like, my planet died. I'm the only last survivor. Bitch, please. You've got Supergirl. You've got the
Well-
dog. You've got and I'm pretty sure I'm missing like a Superboy as well. It's just
Well, Superboy
it's a
it
clone.
depends on which
Yeah.
one he's either a clone, but then there's also the son of Superman. So the super family is unique. But the reason why Supergirl kind of works is she's technically older than Superman, but she got knocked out of orbit. So Superman landed there first, grew up. She comes as a teenager. She's struggling to interact while Superman was the Kryptonian raised on Earth. He knows how to interact and she doesn't know. So that's why their things work out. He's teaching her. It's not really a sidekick. She's still older. She's the older cousin, but she doesn't know how this world works while he grew up on this world.
Definitely. I'm glad they're
Hello.
deciding to reboot, but I
Hello?
guess we'll have to just see. What? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, sorry. I
Oh.
was talking to somebody who walked in my room.
Oh, okay.
I live with
Was it
people.
a ghost?
No. That's fine.
Get the fuck out of the room.
I wish I could see a ghost.
Yeah.
Never seen one.
Ghosts
Not
aren't
sure if they're
real.
real.
Lofty.
I think
Yeah.
ghosts are real. I think most of the supernatural things that we see in this world are real, but the thing is, how real is the better thing.
Okay.
How many of them are true and how many of them are just a bunch of
Yeah.
crazy people doing crazy shit.
Blasphemy. Well, Dermy. I'm gonna kick you out now.
Yeah, listen, Elvis and Bigfoot didn't have a baby.
Right.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
Are you 100% certain? Because
100%
I have proof
certain.
right here. That I'm kidding.
I'm
No,
the
I'm
proof. I'm their baby.
Oh, that explains a lot. That explains a lot, actually.
Yes. That's why I have to drink.
Yeah.
I hate my
You-
I
parents.
love that you just have a Jack Daniels that you can drag to your lips. I don't have anything on me there.
Jack freaking.
I had some
Do a
like Domino's
VTuber.
cookies.
Do a VTuber. There's all kinds of you can do. I saw the other day somebody did a glass of milk with a face on it. It was hilarious.
There's some fun ones, and then you
Yeah.
get the really cool ones. Well,
Yep.
I'd actually say creepy ones, where it's like a very attractive, big-breasted anime girl that has a man's voice.
I know those are. I don't like those. Those are more gay than being a guy VTuber.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, that's like next
People
level.
are like, Lofty, why aren't you a girl? Are you gay? I'm like, no, I would be gay if I was being a girl anime character.
But not
then I
just
would be gay.
any girl anime character. Big,
Yeah,
breasted,
exactly.
sexy, something that's like, man, that thing's hot. And then you hear the masculine voice, and it's like,
No,
what the fuck?
No, I'll play characters in video games as chick. I'll be a girl in a game because I want to look at her butt while I'm walking around. But
Yeah.
That
that's
is
not
true.
the same thing as pretending that you're a girl.
Lofty, you have just summarized why people play Tomb Raider, like in a
Exactly.
When I was on Conan Exiles, our clan was called Jiggles because I was a tall Amazonian redhead with massive tits. I loved it.
All right. The thing about like a VTuber, like I'd prefer to have like some sort of like mask on my head, so it's kind of
That's true.
make it more like an avatar instead of like anime, kind of
Yeah,
like
you
Lofty has.
could do a superhero or something, or a character that has like you could do that.
Yeah,
Like a mask or a robot head or something.
less anime-ish, anime is gay.
That's the data. Well, now, mister, I don't know. I might have to fucking rip your larynx out of your throat with my teeth.
Okay. Let me repeat. Not all of that. Oh, we lost like 2 viewers. All right. Okay. Sorry.
That's you saying anime is gay is funny considering you're one of the bigger weebs in the Legion.
Yes. I do. And I have like freaking Kaiba in the intro as well. And in fact, I know who that is.
For crying out loud, we had an argument about Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh yeah, we did. I completely forgot about that.
You said they're nothing more than vampires when ghouls are a separate species altogether.
They're basically edgy vampires.
No, they're
let's face it.
not.
Yes, they are.
No, ghouls are something completely different than vampires. Vampires just suck your blood and suck your dick. Ghouls eat you.
it's a metaphor for vampires. Essentially, it's the
No,
same
it's
kind of
not.
atmosphere of like romanticism and
No,
the will they, won't they eat the human? It's just
they're
kind of about werewolves
not.
as well. I guess werewolves fall into that category. It's just like
Werewolves
I
are
thought they were
just vampires. What in
I
Tokyo
thought-
Ghoul?
Yeah.
No, they're ghouls. So a ghoul is an actual like mythology speaking. Ghoul is a kind of undead, monstrous person, but they can pose as a human, deal with everyday lives, but they eat people. So
Well,
they-
to be fair, the vampire mythology goes way back, and it goes so far back that there's like 6 different places around the world that they're borrowing from.
Isn't it like Mesopotamia
originally?
Like some of the OG.
Yeah, I watched this 4-hour breakdown. What's those guys' names? They're really cool on YouTube. Can't remember. They do these 4-hour long deep dives into vampire lore, and not just vampire lore, but anything. The Histocrat. Everybody go sub to the Histocrat. They did
After you sub to me.
Beowulf. What they do is they do research for like a month straight, and then they do a video, and then they do repeat that. Like they did Bigfoot, they did the Ireland Druids, like the culture that like is very vampire mythology before Dracula. They did Osiris, really cool stuff. The Histocrat.
Beowulf is one of the oldest poems.
Yeah,
or was it one of the first poems that was actually translated? I can't remember the story, but it's like
Tolkien translated Beowulf for
yeah, he did
in modern. But it's old. I don't know how old it is. It's ancient. It's like one of the
It's one of the oldest poems that we've ever. I don't think ever found. I think there's other. It was one of the. I don't remember the facts behind it. It's an old poem and it's so beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know what century it was though.
I need to go back because I have my Beowulf book somewhere around me.
Did you read it?
And it has like all the facts. Yeah, I have. I've read Beowulf multiple times. I love Beowulf.
How did you understand it? Like any word of it?
Oh, I had to get. You had to kind of get taught how to read it. You don't read Beowulf at like the period. Every sentence is every line is essentially the sentence.
Yeah.
So you have to train your brain to read it. It is a fascinating tale.
Jesus Christ, train your brain.
Yeah.
Sounds like effort there. The thing is, like, I've not read a book in a long ass while. I think the last book was like I read was like Kingdom of the Wicked, essentially, and that was it just got progressively that's it, progressively less this essentially, and I just couldn't stand to read it. Like modern fantasy in books is just terrible.
Yeah, if you're
when I was a
looking
young
for
kid, it was
fantasy,
just better.
I don't read. I read horror. I read sci-fi, and I read like dramatic fiction and nonfiction.
You read horror?
Yeah, I love horror. I mean,
did
you
read
find a good author? But
yeah, did you read the Exorcist book, the original that was based on?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay, I saw that and I was like, do I pick that up or not? Essentially, I don't know yet.
Yeah,
I read manga every single day. I'm not lying. I read. I know how to read. I just don't know how to write.
Yeah, that's true.
It's reading is whether it's manga. Well, you should. If you want to learn how, I'm just saying, if you want to write, you have to be able, like, basically read all the time. That's something to do with the input output. It's just like, I just noticeably got better at writing when I was reading all the time. That's why I'm saying that. I'm just like, because in college I was an English major, and I was like pumping in books and then pumping out books, not out, but like essays and short stories and stuff. But Stephen King talks about that too.
Just reading helps you understand how to write.
His book on writing as well. I listened to the audiobook of that. Really good.
Very good. Very good on writing book. Yeah.
I love how we have Ultimate Agent 27 talk about low standards, and then I'm sitting here. I'm like the bottom of the barrel.
Who? What?
Ultimate Agent 25. See, you have low standards, and it's just like, yeah, I'm a DJ. I'm here.
Okay.
Wait, why am I low standards?
I'm pretty much the low standards here. I mean,
Because
come
you
on.
look like anime, that's why.
I guess.
Yeah, Lofty.
Yeah,
you look like anime.
he just looks like anime.
Exactly. That's the exact. For such an anime nerd like me, I only have I think the first 6 volumes of Full Metal Alchemist. I remember starting to get them only just because I wanted to see if the ending's any different than the show.
Yeah.
But
I
didn't
think Brotherhood is very accurate.
Yeah.
No.
and
And then
the
Full Metal
2005 one
is
not accurate.
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
accurate at the beginning. There's a certain point where you basically just stop watching, go back to Brotherhood. Because there's things in Alchemist that they don't show in Brotherhood that does give some more context. Like one of the one of the armors has an actual storyline. Like the serial killer behind him has an actual storyline that you get into in Brotherhood. In Alchemist, while in Brotherhood you don't touch it. He's just, oh, he was a serial killer named this person. Well, in Alchemist you actually see that he had a thing with Winry, and that Edwards interacted with him prior.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
there's just small little things here or there.
I mean, I could have just Googled it really, and then just buy. But I guess it's what manga is really cheap, like cost effective as well. I do remember wanting to buy like Berserk, but then I just essentially went on the internet and read it through there, and like, oh boy, I'm glad I don't have that on my shelf. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I actually really like it, but I probably shouldn't have that on my shelf. If my like little sister just picked it up and what's this and opened a random page, Jesus, I'd be in trouble, like massive trouble. So yeah, probably not a good idea getting Berserk on the shelf, but yeah, that's
I will throw Berserk on all my shelves. I'll just put it on the top shelf.
just open it on the what's the scene called? When you see the demons for the first time, I can't remember.
Oh,
the
Eclipse.
The eclipse. Yeah.
It's a specific name. Feast. The eclipse. Is it the Feast of the Eclipse or is it the King's Feast? It's something like
There's
that.
so many, dude. There's so many weird lore names to that. The whole mythology. I can't remember a lot of that.
Hey, as long as you know what, the feast itself is brutal and bad. It's still nothing compared to the Black Dogs. Like the Black Dogs happen pre the feast. That's when you first get, I want to say like your second interaction with a demon. That dude does some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Full demon mode.
I just finished the arc with the Crusaders or whatever the hell, like the evil Christian people.
Okay. Yeah.
When they
That
torture
annoyed me,
everybody.
but,
Oh,
that just annoys me. Yeah.
There's some torture panels in that book that are absolutely horrifying.
I need to get back into reading it because I finished that arc. I was starting the Moonchild and dealing with
I'm pretty sure I was like skimming as
Arabians.
fast as possible. I don't like stuff that just says religion is bad. I just see that everywhere.
Well, it wasn't saying religion was bad. It was saying essentially kind of like dogma is bad. That's one of the things about Berserk is dogma isn't good.
Well, dogma sucks. I mean, it basically wasn't too far off from reality. If you go back to like the Spanish Inquisition, that was oh god.
Yeah, they
and
did
the
a
Crusades,
whole lot of like Crusades are iffy because a lot of the Crusades started because it was a retaliatorial.
Yeah. But people were, kind of brutal.
Yeah, people
definitely at those time everyone was brutal. Yeah.
But then there was, people were brutal against Christians. Everybody's brutal. However, dogma can try to justify it. It doesn't actually justify it, but they use it to justify the brutality.
Christians were, by the way, no, the Crusades. I mean, Crusade Knights. I think they were promised like if you fight for us, you'll definitely get like a free pass to heaven. Like who would not sign up for that? I would. I'd rather fight for God than country.
At least the first 2 Crusades, from my understanding, were retaliatorial because the invading armies from like the Muslim armies, whatever they were at the time, they were just going throughout Europe, raping, pillaging, doing all sorts of stuff. And the church was like, well, this is a religion that's against us. They're attacking us. They're outright arming us. this is justified warfare, so they ended up being retaliatorial. After that, it became a little bit more wishy-washy, but at least the first two were like justified. That's where the term I think justified war, I think is the term, comes from, or righteous war comes from, because you have to fight back.
Discussing the Crusades only on the True Pop Culture 7 show. I'm not complaining. It's sweet. I like the Crusaders. I like the way they look.
We got to this from Berserk.
I do too.
Yeah.
Berserk is a fantastic story, by the way.
Yeah,
and
it is.
I don't know how I'm gonna like the final few chapters.
Maybe they'll mind.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fine.
I think it's gonna be fine, but there's always gonna be the people that are like, but it's not him.
Oh yeah, there's always going to be haters on either.
Well, I don't even
didn't
think
do it, or if they did do it, there would be haters.
I don't think it's going to be people saying that hating it. I think it's just people like it's just not him though.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
even though
it's
it's his best friend who knows where the dude was going, knew the plan, knew all this. His wife's involved. His daughter's involved. Like everybody that was around him, that knew him, that had this stuff, are gonna finish it. It's not him, and it's never gonna feel to even me. Sort of, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
keeping it unended is probably for some people a better idea.
No,
it sucks, but
it depends if they already didn't prove that they can do his art just as almost as good as he can, which they have, and people, even hardcore fans, have a hard time telling the difference. If that was not the case, then I would say, yeah, leave it alone. Don't, because then you'll be like, there'll be a massive, obvious difference in artwork, and then it'll be awkward, But we already they can mimic his art almost perfectly because they've been doing it. They've been, working with him for the past however many years. And they have Christopher Tolkien did this with the Silmarillion and a bunch of other books, and the Children of Hurin, and people don't have a problem with those.
Well, I agree. I think it's just Jesus Christ, Pop. Use dark mode. You're
dark
bothering
mode.
me.
Get the dark mode, buddy. This is cringe.
Hey! Here in the UK Kingdom, it's 9, so shouldn't be so dark in your town.
Dark mode all the time.
White is just. Come on, we're anti-racist here. We gotta get rid of all the white stuff.
No, I was about to make fun of Soldier Spirit last night because he uses dark mode, but it's dim, so it has that blue tone.
Yeah, blue.
I go full dark. It's black. I cannot stand. I don't like the white. I don't like the color.
Yeah,
I'm racist.
White.
Wow, that just sounded like wow. Talking about our privileges. Cheers for the meme devil there. Talking about our privileges, would you guys like to get on with the next segment of the show?
Sure.
I've been anticipating this little disaster. All right, time to start. Pitch me a story. Okay, so in this part of the show, we essentially play a little game here, chat. Pitch me a story. So essentially, imagine, if you will, I'm a very much so greedy Hollywood corporation who wants to make a movie. And I have you guys to listen pitches to, essentially. And your pitches will be decided by the wheels of fate.
How gay can I get this?
The wheels of woke.
There's 3 wheels, one for genre, one for describing your main character, as in which minority group on there, because it's a checklist after all, and one which popular IP franchise should the story be set in. The pitch can be anywhere for like 2 sentences. It's just it doesn't need to be that long, really. It's just give us like a basic premise of the show.
Yeah.
What's the character's goal? What definitely use the genre to help you out.
Fucking Latino Batman.
Sometimes we do stuff like this on Flaccid Phoenix's channel. This game he plays where he'll give options, and then we have to fight over our own version of the choices, and then whoever's version is worse gets kicked off the show. It's like a game show. It's pretty
Definitely,
fun.
definitely.
Flaccid
Yeah.
Phoenix.
That sounds great.
But this
yeah,
is
it's just
different
like
because this is more like a story crafting with a wheel. It's totally different. I mean, you got your nice little spin on it. I like it. Spin pun.
yeah. I mean, like I was just like thinking stuff that you could do on the show. You know, things to spice it up a little, make it more unique.
Yeah.
You know, and storytelling is my game. So yeah, I'd love to see more of this. Definitely, like
I'll
with more
try it.
guests, this would definitely. Be
Oh
fun.
yeah. Yeah.
How hype are you for GOT3?
What the hell
Looking
is
forward
GOT
to it.
What is this?
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
probably
torn.
going to see it. It's Gunn's farewell, essentially.
I want to see it. I think it's gonna be the proving ground though for superhero movies moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let me get the wheel up. Who would like to go first?
I don't care.
Yeah, let's go with the genre picker. All right,
Let's go with Lofty first.
I'll go first. Wait, what do I do?
So first wheel, we're gonna spin it. It's gonna be your
Yeah.
genre, essentially.
Okay.
And go.
What software is this?
The website.
Oh, mystery.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh boy. Okay. Oh boy.
Okay. Now, the entries are your main character, LGBT. Right? I couldn't spell them all out, otherwise the wheel would be 50 million trillion different options. We've got Asian, Black, Latinx, and old woman, and the wild card furry. All right, I kind of ran out after old woman. All right, so I just put. I guess furry would technically count in LGBT. But
Furry just means lofty.
Yeah.
You know, I should have put anime or weeb. I don't know. Maybe that. Let us know in the comments below after the live stream or in the chat below if you guys would like to add anything to this. Essentially, yeah. Let me share this one there. There we go. All right. Let's spin the wheel. 3, 2, 1. Dun, 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 dun. I think this one has a nice particle effect.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Mystery Black.
Oh no. I already have some idea. Isn't there a plot a spin wheel?
There is another one to help you out, you know, because all stories need to base it something else because they can't be creative.
Yeah.
The IP franchise.
Oh no.
We've got Fast and Furious, Transformers, Harry Potter, Spider-Man, and MCU. It's both. Essentially, I took like the franchises that make the most amount of money, essentially, and put them all on here. And this is what I turned up with. I was surprised to get Transformers on there, but you know.
I'm kind of hoping that we get Star Wars because I have an idea.
Yeah. I don't know,
Okay.
man. This is interesting. Oh. I hope I... Oh. It glitched for me. No, keep going!
Oh,
Batman would have been
Lord.
so good! Okay, Spider-Man.
Oh, Lord.
Spider-Man.
This is gonna be
So
bad.
it's a mystery. Your character's black, and it's set in the MCU, or you can be Spider-Man related as well.
Oh, I have.
Let me clarify something. Is the character black or the cast? All the cast, like
Whichever you please, essentially. If there's more diversity, me, the greedy
Oh, that's
corporation,
the
is going
point.
to consider
I
it.
remember. We're supposed.
So
the point is to try to make it woke. Okay.
Yeah. Or the point is just to try to sell it to me. You know.
Try to sell it to you.
You can make it as you can either make it as funny as woke as possible, or actually get a good story. And who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky.
Oh my god.
Would you like to think about yours, and then we can do Dermy's as well, and Dermy, you can write yours down essentially.
Wait, I have to write one.
You can write your options essentially, as Lofty has some thinking time.
I mean,
just to go
I
with
have.
it.
It's fun
I'm
if you
figuring
do it on the
something
fly,
out.
isn't it?
Yeah, I like doing this on the fly because I have an idea.
All right, okay.
I will do this. Okay.
All right.
Mr. True Pop. Okay.
I'm listening.
This is a period piece. Okay.
Ooh.
Now we're dealing with a period of time where racism was very, very, very prevalent in the society. And our story is an origin story with Craven the Hunter in the backwoods of the Congo in the Africa, tracking down a rival hunter. And this white
does this have an R rating, by the way? I mean,
this will be R-rated. This is very R-rated.
That's not going to get a bigger audience
for very specific reasons. Well, it's going to significantly reduce the audience. However, think about Deadpool. Okay. Think about Joker.
That is true.
Joker hit $1 billion. Okay. So we have this white male protagonist, Craven the Hunter, young Craven the Hunter, on the pursuit of a mysterious rival hunter that is taking all of his bounties. And this hunter is a local African man from the Congo who knows the jungle better than Craven does. And the white man is torturing and killing people to get answers to this, solve this mystery of where this guy's lair is, where he's hiding in the jungle. So he's going around committing war crimes, like a typical white man.
Yeah.
And and the other rival hunter is in communication with all the animals and has a very environmentalist approach to his villainry. And he's very friendly with the animals. He can communicate with the local pumas and the local tigers. And he uses them to lure Mr. White Man into his lair. And it turns out that he captures the Craven and pulls off his mask, and it's Miles Morales.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew he was up to no good.
It's a mystery solved. And then that's not the ending, because then what happens? Well, he ties up Mr. Craven up against a pole and he sodomizes him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, so that explains the R rating then.
That explains the R rating, but you're going to get, so people are going to be, it's crazy subversion of expectations. That's what we want to do here at DC or at Marvel. And
I mean, if I was Kathleen, I would be on top of this. I mean,
I think that's a pretty good story there. And there's a mystery in there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's my pitch. That's my pitch.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Maybe lacking in explosions and whatnot, but
we can add them. We can add that post CGI real quick. Rush our animators and stuff, and just tell them to pump it out in 5 days.
Definitely. Dermy, would you like your turn?
Oh, we got.
I'll make my verdict. I'll make my verdict when you guys both do it.
We also I just want to be clear. We have some gay sex in there, like I said. So we got gay. We got gay people. We got anti-white racism.
Is it consensual though?
It doesn't matter if it's if it's a white person. It doesn't even matter. So it's not consensual. But you know what? We have anti-white racism. We have gay. We get gay stuff. We have animal stuff, environmental stuff, and we have a fun mystery and porn.
So we're about Lofty and I's brain went in a similar direction with some similar similarities.
Well, you haven't even
here.
spun your wheels yet.
Wait, are we not doing the? Oh, we're doing it separate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're doing it all separately.
Well, he was coming up with an idea. Well, maybe you could give me. I don't know if you wanted to do your.
No, I give me a new idea because I could.
Yeah.
All right.
No matter what, I could make it work. It's gonna be easy.
Maybe you'll get the same one of the same things. Let's see. Ready? What's this? We're starting with the story or the genre.
Yeah,
the genre.
Crime. Oh, it almost went to mystery.
It almost went to mystery. Okay, that's interesting.
I can do this. Crime or heist.
All right.
Well, they're kind of similar genres a little bit.
Okay, your main character is.
Come on, furries. Come on, furries.
Ooh, close enough.
Oh, I can do this.
That is very much so close enough. I mean,
Yay!
it's
Gay people.
furry is essentially like a subcategory of that, essentially.
Yeah.
All right, and now the IP franchise.
Oh boy,
No, it's Fast and Furious. It's gonna be easy.
that's true. Oh boy.
Oh, I thought it was gonna go with Star Wars then. Okay, Batman and DC.
Ooh.
Interesting
Okay,
stuff.
off the cuff. I can do this. I can do this all off the cuff.
All right.
So, Mr. Pops,
Mm-hmm.
I have
I'm
an
listening.
awesome movie idea for you. Okay,
Mhm.
It's about Batman trying to stop a series of heists and crimes all throughout Gotham,
Mhm.
but they're only being hit at the gay clubs. Okay, gay nightclubs are getting hit, and also like the sex stores, dildos
no.
are being taken all off the
Drag
shelves.
shows.
Drag shows everywhere. So what does Batman have to do? Batman has to dress up as Batwoman to go into here, to go undercover to help watch to see what's going on. And what does he find? He finds that the Joker is actually the one conducting all these raids. Okay.
Yeah,
The
I'm
twist
following.
is that as you get the classic superhero run, fight, and everything. But before Batman can end it all, he looks the Joker deep in the eyes and says, "Wearing this Batwoman outfit has made me realize something. I love you, Joker." And then we get fucking butt fuck. We get Joker.
Where does everything end with this?
We get
Jesus.
Joker butt fucking Batman, all in front of kids, and it's a PG movie.
Oh shit! I think I lost.
We got drag, we got butt fucking, we got male on male fun, we got
I'm
love,
sorry.
and they end up realizing that they're the real enemy here. Okay, the real enemy is the straight white Christian male.
Meanwhile, okay, Kane is dressed as Batman. She's having trouble since the suit is not made. Oh, that is true. Unfortunately, Lofti, I think we all know which which one would you rather see, Jack?
Isn't the point not to want to see it? I thought
That's kind of the point. That's where I was going. I was just throwing every woke thing.
Yeah, which
and
one
no matter
would
what,
which one would Disney approve first?
probably
thing is,
the animated one for kids where butt fucking happens.
Yeah.
I think
To be
Disney
fair,
would
he
go with
plagiarized my butt sex. So
To be
I'm going
fair,
to sue
no matter-
Dermy.
To be
And
fair,
we're
no
gonna
matter
get into a
what
lawsuit.
no matter what the thing would have ended on, I would have had butt fucking in there.
That's true. That's what I did.
If people watching are enjoying this, please do support us on the stream elements. You can tip us over there. Greatly help the channel. Cheers.
That's true.
Yeah. So those were our too ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
super easy to do this because of the modern times, woke and everything like that. Just
Mhm.
throw butt fucking and oppression in there. You always win.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's simple.
And the thing is, like, a crime and a heist, it blends actually really well with Batman. And Lofty, you are at a disadvantage because
I know.
mystery and essentially the black experience doesn't really
I know.
go that
Trying to
well, especially in the Spider-Man universe as well.
It would have
or
been
Marvel
great
one.
with Batman because of the black, the mystery, detective stuff. But in Spider-Man and Marvel is way more colorful, and there's not a lot of mystery and noir,
You
stuff.
you could do it.
but
You could have
I could've
Peter
done it.
Darker trying to solve. Somebody said Peter Darker trying to solve the mystery of Uncle Ben's death, but you could have had Peter Darker trying to solve the mystery of why he gets turned on by Peter Darker.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought my mystery is pretty good, set in the Congo jungle and a bunch of Africans.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or you
with
could
the
have
black the thing is, your pitch was unrealistic, Lofty, because you said it in Africa. Like all the time when it's Hollywood movies, they always base it in.
Yeah.
They don't touch any.
Well, I was inspired by Heart of Darkness. I was just reading it recently. Apocalypse Now is based on this book. Heart of Darkness takes place in the Congo, and they changed it to the Vietnam War for the movie.
The
But
Yeah.
that popped into my head, and I was like, you know what? I'll use that. But
yeah.
because Craven the
So-
Hunter, I was like, where would he? I had to think of a villain that would do like a mystery. I don't know. That's best I got.
Well, you could do Mysterio,
Mysterio. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true.
but
Yeah.
you also had to deal with Black. So
Black people,
solving the
yeah.
mystery of racism by
Yeah.
butt sex.
I just thought Miles Morales would be a funny like Scooby Doo.
Yeah, I mean, you had
reveal.
Black and Spider-Man / MCU, so you obviously
Yeah.
had to include Miles. I mean,
I had
that's
to.
exactly.
Here we go. I can do one for Lofty as well.
Oh wow,
Black
double
Captain,
take.
Black Captain, Black Falcon. You just take that plot,
Mhm.
okay? But in reality, they're trying to solve the mystery of racism, and it ends with Sam butt fucking Winter Soldier.
Gee.
Now
That's
we're
how they
just-
cure racism.
That's our,
Alright.
now we're becoming a gimmick.
I might go into
It woke
set
is a
roles like
gimmick.
PG.
It's super
Yeah.
easy. All I have to do is throw butt fucking
Butt
and
sex.
racism in there. That's all I have to do.
People.
Yeah,
Yeah,
by the
trans
way-
people. We also have to throw trans in there.
Well, Batman became a tranny in your story.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That
Well,
is-
he
that is true.
cross-dressed
I mean,
but-
I can see
Oh.
Batman doing that. That's the thing, right? You know,
Yeah.
infiltrating gay clubs essentially. I can actually see him doing.
pretends to be Kate Kane.
The thing is, like, with these stories, yeah, chat, people watching, let me know in the comments in the below. What would you like? I can put anything on those wheels essentially. So yeah, my essential idea was genre, character, and I can put all sorts of stuff in there. Let me know what would you like to see. This was a ton of fun, guys.
I just realized
yeah.
that my whole thing could have been answered by just saying Batwoman.
Yeah.
It could have actually.
Batwoman.
Oh, for
No,
genre, I should
I
have put
think
like
I
teen
think
romance as well and stuff.
You
like
should have
that.
played
Yeah.
a little bit more heavily into Batman being Batwoman as the as in becoming trans, and then they're the same person, and there's like this weird, crazy reveal at the end. It's like they're the
Ooh,
same
that
fucking
would've
person. You know
That
what I
would
mean?
have been good.
Yeah.
In reality, Batwoman's
yeah.
going on heist. She removes her thing, and it's Bruce.
Well, she's
No, but
gender
my
fluid.
real-
I'm sorry, gender fluid.
Gender fluid.
Because then
Okay,
you got to go back and forth between the two genres for the movie to work properly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, it's Bruce, but in reality, his new name is Bianca.
Yeah. Yeah. Brianna.
Brianna.
But yeah,
there.
I would add another wheel of well, maybe not. This is actually pretty. This one leaves the way you have it now sets up for people had to have the most freedom of control with the story.
Mm.
But if you wanted to add another wheel, you could add a topical thing. Like for example, if you do it every week or whatever, you could do what's the news topic of the week, or you get like Ukraine or you know Alec Baldwin or gun
Okay.
control or something. You know, you could throw in.
That'd be pretty good.
You could keep it fresh
Batman
every
trying
week.
to fight the Russians by butt fucking Putin.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna have to put like options, like a little subtext, no but
Yeah. You might have
Just
to create rules
whenever Dermy's on.
eventually.
Whenever I'm
Eventually
on,
gonna
you
have to
can't
give-
have butt fucking.
That's funny.
Okay. I think
Sodomy.
that'll probably on that note, we'll probably be finishing up
not
to the shows. Lofty, good sir, do you have anything to plug of your own, etc., etc.? Anything coming up, content-wise or live stream-wise?
Yeah. I took a 2 weeks off because I was having some back problems and just being lazy. But now I'm doing a little bit better, and I'm gonna do stream this week, probably tomorrow. By the way, oh no, wait. Yeah, Monday. I'm gonna do a catch-up stream, and then I'm gonna do an AI stream where I show you guys how I'm doing some of this AI stuff. And that might be fun. I have to figure out a way to do that. It should be easy. But yep, and then I have Drunk 3PO, who's when he comes back from Vegas, who's gonna make a stop
Nice.
on my show to talk about his comic book.
Very nice.
So-
Very nice.
I'm terrible with schedules, so I always tell people that I'm just look out for my tweets and Twitter announcements about that stuff.
And to be fair to chat in the stream, like Lofty was on time, technically.
Yeah,
You know.
a little bit.
I just delayed it a bit because I wanted to explain the segment. So you give yourself some credit, Lofty. You are good with
I
schedules.
know.
Dermy, what about you?
Hi, I'm Dermy Wormy. Check out my channel. Link in description. Dermy Wormy. I'm putting out 2 to 3 videos a day. roughly on Mondays now. It used to be Saturdays. I would put out my G Gundam reviews. On Mondays, I'm putting them out now. So about noon tomorrow, I'll have a new one of those out. Nobody watches them, but I like G Gundam a lot, so I'm reviewing it. Covering the Crowder stuff. Not happy that I'm doing it because it's messy, but it's getting clicks, and I'm only, as of now, I'm at 952 subs, so I'm nearing that point. I'm at 48 away from monetization. Then I'm working it out. I'm gonna start doing a interview stream on my channel, trying to figure out a good day. Maybe Thursday nights, but that one's not going to happen until May 12th, so that's a Friday. But starting this Friday, every Friday will be Ballbusters. This week we have special guest Arkasul on. Next week's hopefully Shagsworth. And then if I can get to work the week after that, Flawdzilla. Check that out for debauchery and chaos and who knows what, but fucking will probably come into the mix. Then check me out over at the Legion stream, Skinemax, and on Twitter and all that stuff.
Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for coming on. This has been the TruePopCulture7 show. Thank you everyone for watching. Sayonara.
Sayonara.